Hey moms, what's up and welcome back to the channel. Today I have a pretty interesting video for you guys because I'm going over the top 10 new shiny Pokemon available in Crown Tundra. This list is actually not including any of the legendary Pokemon brought back in Crown Tundra, rather all the Pokemon that you can find in the overworld of the game. If you guys are enjoying the Pokemon content, definitely consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like down below. But for now, let's get into this top 10. Alrighty, starting off this list is actually Aurorus. There are so many cool fossil Pokemon that they brought back in the Crown Tundra, and this is actually my second favorite one of them. If you look down here in the bottom right corner, the way that it's all white just makes me think of an Aurorus that's just been covered in snow, and I think that's a super cool idea. And X and Y was actually used on my playthrough for the first time, so it also has that place in my heart. I'm actually currently shiny hunting Aurorus on my Twitch channel, and I plan on doing this full list in order on my Twitch channel, so if you want to drop over there and give me a follow, I'd definitely appreciate it. But that's enough for that. Let's go see number 9. Okay, number 9 on this list is actually Alteria. This one you actually have to look out for because it's only in overcast weather. The yellow design on it is so simple, but it makes it look so good in my opinion. I like a lot of yellow shinies though. If you don't want to have to hunt down Alteria or have to reset the weather, you can always hunt the Swablu because they're actually everywhere. I didn't really start appreciating Alteria until it got a Mega Evolution, but now that I've seen it and I've seen it shiny, it's one of my favorites. Now let us check out number 8. Alrighty, next up on this list is actually Warren. Warren is definitely one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon, and I remember using him as a kid and always loving him since then. I think this light purple coloration of him really matches. A lot of my favorite shiny Pokemon are the ones that just have one color changed out for a different color. Sometimes they'll get a little bit wonky when they just mix match all sorts of colors. And as you will notice from this list, a lot of my favorite Pokemon are from Gen 3 because it is actually my favorite generation. If you want to hunt one for yourself, just head over to the Frigid Sea and you're sure to find one. Number 7 on this list is no other than my man Nidoking. While I do love regular purple Nidoking, the blue is far superior in my opinion. Blue is another one of those shiny colors, just kind of like yellow, that if you just change one color with that, for the most part, I'm probably gonna like it. But before we move to the next Pokemon, I'm really curious. Drop down in the comments which Pokemon you're excited about hunting in the Crown Tundra. That is, you haven't already done it yet. And for number 6, we have Electrify. Electrify is a pretty subtle change, but for what it is, I think it is really good. Just the darker shade of yellow and the blue tips and the blue eyes, I think looks really good for him. If you want to find Electrify yourself, it's gonna be a little bit harder. I had to reset it about 10 times for the weather just to change it to a thunderstorm, because that's the only way he'll spawn. If you are interested in hunting for his counterpart Magmortar, which I think is hideous, all you have to do is reset until you get some intense sun. But on to the next shiny. And for number 5, we have Agron. Agron has been one of my favorite Pokemon since Gen 3, and its shiny actually is very similar to Registeel's. It's the small detail that makes me like this shiny. It's those red eyes that I think look really good. I used Agron on my first ever run through of Pokemon Sapphire, so ever since then he's always been one of my favorites. The only bad part about Agron is that he takes 2 4 times weaknesses, but with a shiny like this, I think it makes up for it. But with that, let us check out shiny number 4. Big boy Dragonite coming in at number 4. Hear me out though, Dragonite used to be one of my least favorite shinies in the game. It actually wasn't until the Crown Tundra when I caught my Dragonite and first started using it, because I've never really used Dragonite before, that the shiny actually started to grow on me. That being said, I do think there could be a better color combination for him, but for what it is, I actually like it. But I'm really curious to know what you guys think of shiny Dragonite yourself, so drop a comment down below. But first, this one must die before we move on to the next one. There we go. My number 3 is going to be another dragon type, but this time it is Salamance. Before I say too much though, Salamance is actually a sword version exclusive, so you won't actually be able to hunt it in Pokemon Shield. When comparing Dragonite and Salamance, I definitely have to say I think Salamance is a little bit cooler of a Pokemon, and I think the shiny does edge it out a little bit too. The only grab I have to pick with Salamance is that it has wings, but it kind of just hovers there. The blue to green, red to orange, I think works out pretty well, and it definitely is one of my favorite Gen 3 Pokemon. Before I move on to number 2 and number 1, let me know how this video is going. This is actually the first top 10 video I've ever made. And making number 2 on the list is none other than Tyrantrum. Honestly, up until the Crown Tundra, I had no idea what Tyrantrum shiny looked like, and I saw someone shiny hunting it, and it immediately shot up to the top of my list. That dark blue is one of my all-time favorite shiny colors, and paired with the silver on its horns and on its jaw, it just looks amazing. I always thought Tyrantrum was an awesome Pokemon, but after seeing it shiny, it just went through the roof. I can't wait to make it through my list and actually get to shiny hunt this guy in the Crown Tundra. But that's enough of this beautiful boy, let's get to number 1. Alrighty, my number 1 shiny from the Crown Tundra is none other than Metagross. Shiny Metagross is actually probably my top 3 or 5 shinies ever to exist. It's probably somewhere in that range. I've never actually sat there and thought about what my actual favorite shiny is, but it's definitely one of my top few. One cool thing Sword and Shield brought in general is the ability to actually shiny hunt fully evolved Pokemon. and that's definitely the way I want to get Metagross. It just doesn't sound nearly as cool finding a Beldum, catching that, and leveling it up. As excited as I am for this hunt, it is actually a little bit scary because the Metagross family actually has a catch rate of 3, which is the lowest in the game, on tier with almost all the legendaries. So the goal is basically not to let this thing struggle until it kills itself, but I'm gonna make it my goal to catch a shiny Metagross in the wild. That is about it for this video though. Let me know your favorite Pokemon from Crown Tundra, whether it's a legendary or not. I'd be very interested to know. And yes, again, let me know how I did on this top 10 video. It was my very first one. Took a lot of time, about a couple hours of recording, but definitely worth it. It was a lot of fun. I think that just about wraps it up for now though. If you want to go follow me on Twitch and join in on some of the shiny hunting streams, that would be really awesome. I'd definitely appreciate that. And we can even hop on there and shiny hunt at the same time and see who can get it first. If you found this video interesting, definitely subscribe to the channel, share the video with a friend, keep the community growing. But until next time, touch some butts.